Hermit crab, we're going to elaborate a little bit right there. Okay? Really want you just to see the antennas and try to see a little bit of the inside. Okay, just a little bit of the inside. Okay, right here, get a little closer. Sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it. Okay, right in here and right here, lady. Madam?
Oh, I did see it.
Oh, you did see it? Okay. Now, this little guy, they're going to leave it in kids. And right in here.
Yeah, he's a different one.
Technically speaking, we should not manipulate wildlife, all right? I got no bug spray, I got nothing on my hands. I'm just covered my hands with sand. And I know more or less a little bit about these folks. Hermit crabs, get used to them. They are well distributed in the North Pacific of Costa Rica and tropical right forest. Exactly the way that you are right now. On the way, on the sand, if you walk right there, you might see little tracks, all right, like a tiny crabs. They come from the hermit crabs, all right? When I was a kid, me and my brother, we were a little bit troublemakers, to be honest. We used to grab these guys and we used to say like, oh, poor guy, this guy here ashore, he's gonna die. Let me save you. We kill a few of them, okay? Drawing. The hermit crabs, they don't swim, right? They don't belong to the water. They belong to the shore. They belong to the sand in here. The antennas that you saw that they were too short, too long antennas, okay? The two short ones are gonna help for feeding. The two long ones are gonna be like organ sensors to track whatever micro food is on the sand, okay? So whatever is in the composition in the water and gets ashore and gets erosionated by the water that we cannot see because it's microscopic, is gonna be felt by those little antennas. The shell, they don't grow their own shell, okay? They will try to find whatever shell they can get. The most of them is going to be produced by a snail, and when the snail dies, they will try to get the shell. The exo part, or what you see outside the shell, it's been covered by an exoskeleton that is made out of the same protein that we all have, that is called
keratin.
Thank you very much. Okay, chitina and keratin are going to be structural proteins that most of the organisms on Earth will have. Now, what do you think is the hermit crabs? What's one of the main predators of hermit crabs?
Seagulls.
Okay, but we don't have that many here.
What's some kind of bird?
Not yet. The snakes? No, not really.
Human stepping on them.
Human is stepping on it, no. Bryan and his brother, no. No, believe it or not, when they get closer to the tide pools, okay, if you go outside and you go to the left and to the right of the beach, you'll see the rock formations right there. They might get caught by a tide pool, and at night, a parrotfish might get in close enough, where they can actually eat them, all right? Wow. So it's kind of fun when you see the whole body of a hermit crab, and you see all this section soft, all right? It looks like a bubble gum, all right? And the whole exterior all full armor, okay? So that's the reason why they need to get the shells, okay? So that's just a little bit about it. Keep an eye on them. They're gonna be everywhere. Just by the moment that you are getting ready, before you got there, and it was just the natural, as we say, quiet for a little bit, and you just can hear all the walking on the leaves. What question? Yeah.
What type of crab is this?
Okay, now we're talking about something different. Good one. This is an exoskeleton. of a different crab, blue and orange crab. They can get the same size of my hand, and I consider my hand a big hand, all right? Now, main predator of these ones, we can start talking about birds. Did anybody see a common black hawk this morning? Okay, they are common black hawks. You're gonna see them either today, tomorrow, day after. Eventually, everybody will see one of them. Common black hawks, they will soar around. They will look for these big guys. They will just place them upside down. They got the hook bill right there. They will put their digits just in between, get with the hook, make the cut just in the middle, rip it off, and start eating all the flesh that it can get. Now, a friend of mine, he misidentified one of these crabs and made a soup out of it, drink that thing, and got hepatitis, okay?
Ooh.
So you gotta have some extra acids here on your digestion system if you're gonna base your diet on this. Common black hawks, they will have that, okay? And eventually the exoskeleton will just look like that. So folks, it's gonna be a quick in and out. No, nothing too crazy. Most of the terrain is pseudo flat, but before you go, just be careful where you're stepping, particularly with all these woody vines and branches on the floor. And it's just for you to have an idea how a tropical dry forest will look like, okay? A little bit more ahead, we can elaborate about dishes. The holes, the same crab that I just threw right there. No hermits. Well, hermits might do some. Yeah, see the blue and orange. Hermits might do some, but not that big, right? The ones really big from the blue and orange crab. Well, let's see. We got a few members of this group that they just came from the Costa Rican Panama trip, crossing the Panama Canal, and we were visiting just, oh, look at this spider. I'm talking, just grabbing everything, and I'm going to see this. X-pattern, Argiope, the spider. Oh, that's pretty cool. What kind? Argiope, this X-pattern right here, that's diagnostic for the species. Well, though, my point was going to be that in the other itinerary, when we were pretty much walking in the forest, it was a heavy rainforest, and a lot of the trees, they got other plants growing on it. Here in the top number of epiphyte, but you're going to start seeing a lot of this one. This is what we call a Spanish cedar, okay? And this is a clearly physical mechanism of defense. What's the most common mistake or the most common problem that I see when I do this kind of walks? When somebody's walking, they step on something to grab whatever is in front of them, and it's one of this. You get a pinch. It's a tropical forest, folks. You got no idea how many bacteria we got around. It's gonna get infected this quick, okay? So you gotta be careful wherever you put your hand on and get used to this. I always try to relate cactus with the spines in the desert for people in the States as these guys here in tropical dry forest. What's the good thing about it? Well, that sometimes you got things like this, but sometimes you got huge trees like that one at the back. Look at that beautiful baby boy. That is a manea salmon. En español, un cenízaro. En English, Raintree. Muy caro, muy caro. Okay, it's one of the few trees here where you can get precious hardwood. Back in time, in my early 20s, that I used to wear dreadlocks, and I used to work in a furniture factory, sanding. I remember that we installed one first main door made out of that wood to a very rich lady, and back to the moment she paid like $2,500 for one single door. And that was 15, 16 years ago, coming from this same tree. Most of them by now are being protected. There are not that many.
Why is there an X on the tree?
It's just a pattern that they have, depending. Remember that spiders, they will have 2 or 3 glands in their butt to segregate the silk. This one in particular, the setting of the two glands here in the back. Once it tries to do the pattern to catch it up or send it one way, it will produce this X shape.
So that's from the spider's
That's from the spider. That is the sign of the spider web itself.
I thought, yeah. Everything.
Okay, never mind. Let's walk. Caribbean, the crazy monkey right there. Talking about one night in the museum. That was a crazy monkey right there. Don't promise anything.
I see him.
You see them?
Yeah. They're two trees away. I see him way in the back up there.
This is beautiful. The natural is the only one that is not seeing it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's there. I know.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
It's behind the trees going across the tree that turns left. Oh, yeah.
Okay, open your eyes. Yeah. It's straight ahead. It's straight ahead. It's straight ahead.
Just in the light right now.
On the only gap of light that you see. I can see the tail going right there. The guys are going to be transiting. They're moving, folks. They're moving. The scope is not going to work much. But let's see. Okay. If you see the light, he's in this gap of light. I just saw one big male passing by.
of you actually saw the most of the...
Other season, all right, probably every time season. I'm not worried about the monkey quota on this trip. So we saw here in the morning, we got them here.
¿Dónde se los va a llevar?
¿No lo viste entonces?
Allá, tú al principio vi así rápido. Sí, sí. Con el grupo, ¿no? Sí, sí, hay varios, no están cariblancos. Cariblancos, sí. Por ahí llega la loma y hasta ahí llega.
Hasta ahí están llegando.
No, hasta ahí llega el ser. Okay. Ya después de la loma no puedes trepar. Sí. Hola, hola.
No, me siento mucho más cómodo aquí. Que en la casa de senderos. Me siento más roto. Y allá atrás de todo ya ven el programa que ya This is the plant here with the red inflorescence. It's a common understory bush. It's aphelandra, es the genus of it.
Brian, you know where it's flat down here and then it stays flat almost to the slow break and then goes down to the water. You ever get tides high enough or storm surges that bring water up this far? Yeah.
Definitely. And
Like a king tide or something or...
Well, big difference. Tropical heavy rainforest, the vegetation is that thick, and in the first, we classify the different layers, right? First layer here is what we call understory, then second layer of subcanopy, and then canopy. But in the dry forest, you can still walk through, and technically it's doable, right? In a heavy rainforest, good luck, okay? So, if you've been in Africa, termites, you know, they will build their nests on the floor, see exactly, huge, even like little volcanoes. Here, the termites, they cannot create canals inside their nest for the water to run off. So if they do it in the ground, they're gonna get floods, okay? So it could be like here, the nest, or it could be here, or it could be 40 meters on the canopy, okay? The way they will be transiting, you know, looking for rotting wood and etc., is these highways, okay? The idea is to prevent birds to go and eat them, okay? Though we got ant eaters, and ironically enough, ant eaters, they feed on termites. And one single ant eater might attack 70 of these nests a day, okay? If we're lucky enough, we might see one. But we can elaborate in the next couple of days. I bet the rest of the naturalists got something to say about these guys because they're extremely common. But I just want to share a personal story with this termite nest. I used to live in the South Caribbean of Costa Rica in rainforest. And one day I was crossing a hanging bridge to make it to a wildlife refuge for doing some bird watching, just myself, early in the morning. And I saw 3 little Afro-descendant kids in the Caribbean. You got all the Rasta culture. So you see 3 of the kids walking in the same hanging bridge. I was this direction, you were coming this way. And they got one termite nest, almost the same size as this one, wrap it up in banana leaves, just walking. And I saw the kids and I was like, damn it. What the heck are you doing, kids? Well, we're fishing. What do you mean you're fishing? Yeah, we're fishing shrimp. And I was like, what do you mean shrimp? Yeah, they were just gonna take it. They put it on the stream, under the hanging bridge, just some rocks right there. Once the high tide comes, all the shrimp will get inside, trying to eat the termites. Low tide comes back. See, low tide goes, and they just go back at the end of the day. They get whatever is left on the termite nest, and wrap it up with the banana leaves, and then you get river shrimp. A 10-year-old telling me how things are done in the forest. So it's, you know, if the life gives you lemons, you make a lemonade. If you live in a tropical area where termites are like this available, let's use it, okay? But one more time, we can talk a little bit more about them later on. So now, folks, we're almost done.
What do you got? Mosquito.
Hopefully there'll be a monkey up in here.
I'm not sure what they're looking at at this point. You know what you're looking at?
I have no idea. Max is trying to get, he thinks it's a parrot, a white front parrot, but it's farther back, so he's looking for it.
Looking for a comet.
in the water, I will not blame you. I will join you, but believe it or not,
A mí me encanta ese bosque.
I'm working. And I gotta make sure.
I'm gonna get my shirt because I don't want to burn. I know,
got stuff. Are you taking a photo?